Generating videos from scratch by using a prompt, turning pictures into complete videos, and a personal AI chatbot in Premiere to help you edit your videos. These new features are now in Premiere Beta, which means Adobe is coming for all generative AI editing tools. And of course today we're gonna test how good they actually are. Starting with the Generative Media tool. With this tool, you can literally draw a clip in the timeline from nothing, write a prompt, and generate a video. Now, you can also turn images like this picture of a mouse into a product shot. First, go to the toolbar and find the Generative Media tool. Then in the timeline, click and drag to draw a clip in the timeline. Then the Generate Media panel will open up. This panel, type in or paste your prompt. This panel is still a bit buggy, but yeah, this is a beta version, of course. Then on the left menu, you can pick a video model. Let's use VO Fast, because that one uses less credits. Then of course you can choose the video resolution, the aspect ratio, and then video length. Now let's add a first frame, otherwise we can turn it into a video, of course. After selecting first frame, find your clip in the timeline or the project panel and select your image. Then back in the timeline, you can see the clip you selected right here. Now click generate and wait. This took me about 5 minutes to generate, and now we've turned an image into an actual video that's usable. Now I want to try this again with a picture of me teaching my niece how to drive. Don't worry, it was a private road. Let's turn it into a video. Alright, now again, let's grab the Generative Media tool and create a clip in the timeline. Then in the Generate panel, click first frame and then select your video. There you go. Now let's adjust the prompt. Paste it in right here. There you go. Click generate, and when it's done, you'll get this. Yeah, this is not good. This isn't even my car. It looks like a Tesla on the front and it looks like a Polestar on the rear end. It does look kinda cool though. Anyway, let me choose a better model, maybe that will help. Pick the first frame, okay, and then of course change the model to Kling 3 or something. Let's generate, and yeah, it's a little weird that the car is driving backwards, but I mean, it's not bad. I wouldn't use it though. Maybe I can reverse the clip and that way it looks like the car is moving forward. Just select reverse speed, click on OK, and let's take a look. That looks okay. I mean, it's still AI, but hey, the car is moving. Now let's try generating something from scratch. Create a clip, there you go, paste in a prompt, maybe something like a video editing timeline with futuristic lighting. Let's make it 3 seconds, just to not waste credits, of course, and then click on generate. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Also, why do zooms on AI generated videos always look like they used a scale property and increased it? Like, it looks animated. It doesn't look natural at all. Not usable. Let's try it again with something easy, like a nature drone shot. Alright, it does look very good, but it still feels a bit like it's made in Unreal Engine or something. That's perfectly fine if that's the look you're going for. Now, you can also generate sound effects with this tool, but I didn't really get a good result, and I tried it a lot. I don't want to waste your time. It's still in beta, so once it gets better, I'll make another video about sound effects. Next, I want to show you the AI assistant in Premiere. But first, I want to say that AI generated videos can be useful, but they're not good for telling stories, and you still gotta pay for the credits on top of your Creative Cloud subscription. That's why I use Storyblocks, where every asset is created by a real artist, 100% human. All you gotta do is click the download button and boom, it will appear in your project panel. Storyblocks simply doesn't accept AI generated assets. They work with actual filmmakers and artists from around the world. They create high quality footage, music, sound effects, and templates. Everything you download is 100% royalty free, pre-licensed, and ready for personal and commercial use. I mean, I've used Storyblocks to grow all my channels, and I'm not just using the assets, but also the ready-to-use Premiere Pro and After Effects templates. Those templates still save me hours every day. To get access to the human-made stock library built for creators and essential to my workflow, head over to storyblocks.com/premierebasics. They're offering 15% off any annual plan for a limited time, and that discount is only available through my link in the description below. Thank you, Storyblocks, so much for sponsoring this video. Now, the AI assistant. To open it up, go to the window menu on top and find assistant. This is a panel like any other, which you can dock if you want. I'm gonna keep it undocked. Now you have a ChatGPT right in Premiere. This helps you organize your footage, rename it, make cuts, and so on. Let's test it out. In my project panel, I have a lot of random clips that I got from Storyblocks. We're gonna let the assistant work with them. Let's try one of these sample prompts. Click rename my clips, and that will add a prompt to the prompt prompting bar. Click send and wait. This took Premiere about 5 minutes, by the way. Now it tells me what it wants to do. So let's click proceed and see what happens. This took another minute, but as you can see in the project panel, all the clips now have names to easier recognize the clips. Useful, but it took a while for the assistant to do this. But on the other hand, you can do something else in Premiere while the assistant is renaming your clips. So I guess it's a little bit useful. Alright, now let's ask Premiere to organize my footage into folders. Okay, now let's click the send button. Alright, so fast forward a couple of minutes. Now we have folders in the project panel and all our clips are perfectly organized. Premiere even created a folder for my sequences, which is awesome. I admit this can be time saving, especially on bigger projects. Let's try one of these sample prompts again. For example, find and assemble clips in a sequence. Alright, let's send the prompt and wait for it. Okay, this took about 5 minutes, which is okay, I guess. Wait, perhaps it does look better if I dock the assistant. There you go. Now this is the result. It's nothing more than a short montage and it shows to only use the clips of boats to create a single themed video, which is fine. Now I don't think I would use this honestly. Maybe if it gets faster, and it'll probably get faster once it's out of beta. By the way, you can refresh these sample prompts if you want, but there aren't many in there yet. So let's try color coding my media. Send and wait. Okay, so like I thought, the sample prompt asked the assistant to organize by type, which gave everything the same label. You see, everything is looking green now. Only the sequence is labeled yellow. You can also see that in the assistant panel, by the way. Now, if I'd asked Premiere differently, it probably would have labeled it differently. Alright, now I make a lot of videos like these, and I wonder if the assistant can remove the silences, bad takes, and repetitions, and so on. You know, to save me some time when I'm cutting up my recording. Let's ask. Let me write a detailed prompt real quick. That way the assistant knows what to do. Then click on send. This is actually the second time I try this, because the first time Premiere crashed and I had to restart it. Alright, now 10 minutes in and now it asks me to create sequences. Let's click proceed and now it created the sequence I asked for. Let's open it up. There's nothing in here yet, but soon there will be. Alright, here's everything. Okay, now I already edited the video myself and it should be around 9 minutes. This one is about 14 minutes. That's too long and means that it didn't cut away all the silences and bad takes. Now, I wouldn't use this, but not for the reason you think. Besides not removing all the silences and bad takes, the assistant also removed complete sentences and chunks out of the video. And I actually needed those. So now I gotta go back to my script to find the part that Premiere removed and bring it back. And that would be a waste of time. It would be faster if I just cut it up myself. Also, it recommends me to re-record a few takes because I mispronounced some words. I don't agree with that. The transcribe engine, or whatever you want to call it in Premiere, is not good. It makes a lot of mistakes. It might be because of my accent, I am aware of that, but I've used a lot of tools in the past and never really had any issues. People who regularly watch this channel know that I use SubMagic to create captions, and that tool will seamlessly transcribe your videos, even if you have a little bit of an accent like I do. I actually made an entire dedicated video about that, so if you want to check that out, click the video right here on your left. Thank you guys so much for watching.